Happy Wednesday, everyone. How is your week going? Welcome to our weekly style snack. We are in the midst of a series about signature style. And last week we talked about what signature style even is, what does that mean? And today I want to talk to you about how to create a classic signature look. So, on more than one occasion, I have gotten a comment on my outfit post that I think your style is boring. And I'm actually totally okay with that because boring is kind of my signature look. It's my favorite. I actually haven't shared any outfit pictures in the last 6 weeks, maybe more, because I've been wearing all black every day and loving every second of it. It just felt great. It was what I needed, it was what I wanted. And for some people, that would be super boring. And when defining classic style, some people can sum it up in 3 words: boring, blah, and bleh. And then they go to sleep, which means it's clearly the wrong style for them. But for those who hear the siren call, we would sum it up in 2 words: practically perfect. Not everyone has the same style. And as I tell my kids, wouldn't it be boring if we were all the same? If we all looked the same, we all dressed the same, we all said the same things and had the same sense of humor and liked all the same things. I think every mom in the world has said that to their kids. And it's not hard to see where the boring camp is coming from, because classic style is essentially made up of wardrobe staples: pencil skirts, button-ups, turtlenecks, simple tops, basic sweaters, ballet flats, structured pants, solid colors, neutrals, tailored fit, maybe some stripes if we're feeling really crazy. And while those are wardrobe staples in a smaller amount for other styles, or maybe not even at all, for us, it makes up the majority of our wardrobes. Every great wardrobe is built on foundation pieces, and the most basic version of these are a significant portion of a classic style wardrobe. But that's where classic style begins, not ends. I want you to think of these wardrobe staples as a blank canvas. And when you add your own twist to your classic style, it becomes your signature style. Just like there are endless variations of body shapes in this world, there are endless variations of classic style. And finding the perfect details to tell your style story will take your classic wardrobe from frumpy to fabulously you. So how do you do that without losing the foundation of your style? Where is the line between timeless and trendy? It's all in the details, and it's all about you. So after feeling practically but not quite perfect wearing classic style clothing for most of my life, I have finally found my classic signature look. Trendy has never been my thing, except for the times when I was trying to be fashionable instead of stylish during the lost years. Many of you know I lost all sense of my identity and style when I went from the corporate world to life as a stay-at-home mom. And I suddenly knew nothing about my style or what I liked. And as I tried to climb out of my frump after 6 kids, I tried on everyone else's style in an effort to find my own. And when I finally came back to myself, it was slim, tailored, simple, neutral, solid, classic style clothing that has always been my favorite. Wardrobe staples are my go-to pieces, and they have been for as long as I can remember. But for most of that time, something was off. I had this momentum of wild swings between dressing for tea with the queen and you don't want to meet up with me in a dark alley. And that left me on a never ending pendulum arc of one extreme or the other. I was this, and I would feel really uncomfortable. Something wasn't right. And I would go to that, which was also not good for me. And most of my outfit needs to be classic, but I realized my signature look is classic with an edgy twist. I need to add some details that reflect my razor sharp edge. So my signature style is edgy classic. Some days I need a little bit of edge. Some days I need more. But if I lean too far one way or the other, I feel off. I am first and foremost minimal classic style. And then I add in as much of those edgy details as I need on any given day. I've written about 5 classic style twists that I've observed in women I know, but they are not the only ones. There are endless variations of classic style. I've written about cute classic, edgy classic, minimal classic, soft classic, and sporty classic. You could be preppy classic or boho classic. I mean, it's not about limiting anybody. These are just the ones that I've got a hair stuck to my eyelid, my eyeballs, and I can feel it right here. Okay, that's better. Nothing's scratching my eye anymore. These are just the ones that I've written about, and they're all based on women that I know, women in my life. My mom was the inspiration for the cute classic article that I wrote. So the key to finding your signature style is combining the elements of any of the styles to get just the right mix. You might love a mix of minimal classic and cute classic because you like to dress fun, but not too fun. And if you need to soften the edges of your outfit, some soft classic details could be what you need. Boho style is basically soft and edgy details combined. And if that's too much, you might rein it in and add some structure by adding some minimal classic. What order you put them in changes the look. And the way I describe my style is if James Dean and Audrey Hepburn had a baby, she would dress like me. That is really the best visual I've ever come up with. And that's because I put my minimal classic first. If I put my edgy classic first, instead of that, I would look more like Jessica Jones from the Marvel universe. She wears what I imagine to be smelly jeans. Like I just when I look at her, I think not anything about the actress. She's fabulous, but the character herself, I feel like she might smell bad. You know, she's just unkempt. It's just part of her thing, right? So let's take a look at her style. You know, she is pretty. She looks like she's been on a bender. She usually has been, and like maybe she hasn't showered in a few days, except her hair looks way too fabulous. But you know, her jeans are very torn up, and she's got the James Dean type jacket and the really heavy duty moto boots, and she looks dangerous. Like she could beat you up, and probably would if you got in her way or upset her. And that is just not quite my own look. That's a little too edgy. That's a lot too edgy for me. So for me, there needs to be a lot more showering, first of all, and minimal classic. It needs to be classier and more classic. And so the difference is I lean into the minimal classic first, and I get some of those edgy details second, where she's mostly edgy with a little bit of the classic. Like that, the white t-shirt's pretty classic, right? But that's what happens when you flip-flop. And that is a great look for other people. It is not the look for me. There's another stylist at the salon I go to, and she is so edgy fabulous. She does not look like she smells bad, but she's way edgier than I am, way edgier, and it's so good on her. And I admire her outfits every time I go, but her edgy is too edgy for me, and mine is not edgy enough for her. But the rest of her details are minimal classic, but she's reversed them. And I'm not sneaking pictures of a stranger to show on the internet, so I can't show you her, but just trust me, she's fabulous. And it's all about what order you put them in. And so I have two celebrities I wanted to show you how it looks when they flip-flop their styles. So let's look at, we'll look at Jessica Alba first. She likes to mix soft classic and minimal classic. This is a pretty tailored outfit for her. I don't know why her head is cut off in this picture. It just is, it's the picture I found on the internet. She usually does not wear something this completely tailored. She tends to do something more like this, where she's got maybe a tailored minimal classic type of base, and then she likes to wear a looser, softer layer on top of that. And then she also likes to mix in sporty. So here she's got the minimal classic, under layer column underneath with the the pinstripe button up and the jeans. And then she's got that softer layer of her, I guess it's a cardigan or a coat, and then the sneakers. And then here, she's got more of that softness because she's not wearing a layer. Her pants are pretty structured, but she added that softness in her top. She rarely wears something, an entirely tailored outfit. And when she does, it's usually like to go on a Tonight Show or something, like really dressed up. But when she's in her street style and her element, that's what she likes to do. Sometimes she gets the soft and the edgy combined, and that's when she gets more boho, like that one and this one. And then here she's more of the soft and the sporty, and she really doesn't have the color palette's pretty minimal, but she's really leaning more into the softness and the sporty here. And then this outfit, she's really kind of gone way over into the soft side. So, you can see this is more of an extreme of one. Here's your extreme of the other. And this is kind of her sweet spot where she's mixing them. Here she is in her sweet spot. And most of her outfits that you'll see are more along the lines of these combinations. And so I get questions from you saying, well, is it okay for me to mix styles? Well, absolutely. That's where you find your signature style. It's like a recipe. Nobody eats a spoonful of flour. Well, I could, but it's probably not very tasty. Mixing these styles in the doses that you need, the amounts that you need, is how you come up with your signature style. So next, let's talk about Reese Witherspoon, who we can all, Jessica Alba, fabulous. Reese Witherspoon, also super fabulous. Love, love, love her style. And she likes to mix minimal and cute. And a really good example of this is this outfit. She's got a pretty structured bottom, and she is wearing a button up top, but it's a little bit lighter and softer fabric. And then she's added a little bit of these cute ruffle details. And then she's got a really structured bag with a floral print on it. And here's another example. She's pretty minimal classic with her sweater, and she's got a button up, buttoned all the way up to the top, right? And her classic jeans, and she's got a classic coat. But then her sweater has some lace details on it to lighten it up. And then she's got this adorable bag that says "Totes, y'all." I mean, that's cute. That's just cute. And then it's got the I wouldn't really call it a floral, but you know what I mean, plants on it. That it's just whimsical and it's adorable. And here she is in a very structured denim dress, but it's got the gathering and pleat at the waist, the fit and flare, and this little bit of lace up here, but then it's got this structured collar all the way closed up at the top. So she loves to mix these elements. And most of what we see when we're like, oh my gosh, that looks so Reese Witherspoon, is when she's doing that. And it's very her. So let's look at a few examples of when she gets into one end of it or the other, being a little more extreme in just choosing one, or when she's maybe flip-flopped them. That is not Reese Witherspoon. That is Jennifer Garner, but Reese is down here. So here she is pretty minimal classic, and she really doesn't have any cute details going on here. Classic V-neck black sweater, classic ankle jeans, black belt, black structured bag, simple gold jewelry, very structured iframes. And while I would wear this outfit and she's got the loafers, right? Shiny structured loafers, or maybe they're Brogues, but regardless, very classic shoe. I would wear this outfit every day, all day, but that's a little serious for Reese. She looks best and feels best. I would imagine this is where she goes most of the time, mixing the two. This one's a little heavier on the cute, but it's still, classic and structured. She's got the lace in her top and the scalloped edge and the little charm looking things on her necklace. And now her sunglasses have a little more of a fun shape rather than that super square rectangular look. Here she is more in the cute end of things. There's really no structure to her outfit, and she looks, she's always adorable, right? But that's not quite as Reese. And here she is, as minimal as it gets in series, and I'd wear that too. But it's not what we associate with her signature look. Here she's more on the far end of cute again, and it's still not quite her. Looks like I opened a few of these twice, but this one is very her. It's structured but playful. She's got a little bit of the puffing in the sleeves and the ribbon trim, and the extra bracelets and the the fun sunglasses. So, and here she's more into purely cute territory. So she sometimes throws in a little edgy. This is a little more minimal and not as much cute. But here she's thrown in some edgy with this leather cardigan detail, and she's got the studded flats on. So here she's more edgy classic. And here she's looking a little more soft classic. And I think up here is some other people. But when she really lands in that sweet spot that we all know and love, that very adorable but not childish looking Reese Witherspoon, we recognize her, right? And so that's what happens when you can flip them around, and how much you use of each one, which ones you combine, that is how you wind up with your signature style. So and a lot of these styles that you see are really mixtures of other styles that have been mixed so often that they're given their own name, like boho. So it's not about just picking one thing. I mean, some people maybe are just minimal classic, but for a lot of us, there's more to it than that. We need a little bit more. And that's how I went from feeling practically perfect in minimal classic, which is primarily what I love, to feeling just so comfortable in my skin. So today what I'm wearing is pretty minimal classic. I'm wearing a mock neck turtleneck in white, navy, and metallic stripes, and dark wash jeans, and I had to see what shoes I had on, navy boots. But I brought in that edginess with the snakeskin texture of my boots. I've got on stabby earrings here, and then these are always stabby. You know, I've always got my stabby going there. And my bag is textured and has some of that edginess to it as well. So if I did not have these edgy details added in, it would just feel a little off for me. And adding edgy details like this could be just absolutely the wrong thing for you. So figuring that out is really how you find your signature style. Which leads me to my very exciting, fun announcement, which is, you know, I think we can all agree that 2020 was the year of the dumpster fire, right? It was pretty much a global disaster on epic levels. And all of us have been looking forward to 2021, and just anything has to be better than last year. And we at Stunning Style want to make 2021 extra fun and special. So along with the classic wardrobe guides, the shopping portal, the calendars, and the incredible Facebook group of women, the Stunning Style Society, this year, the style steps are going to be different. We are going to be focusing on incorporating your classic style twist and creating your own signature look. So we're calling it the year of the classic style twist. And every week there will be a lesson talking about how you can incorporate your classic style twist. And there are 9 topics outlined, and each week there is a topic on each, or is a lesson on each topic. And this will continue each season as we work on incorporating your classic style twist. So, I mean, I love doing the style steps. The stunners have loved the style steps. We just have so much fun with it. And this year, we're going to focus the topic on the classic style twists and how you can really bring that into your classic style and find your signature style. And this is the only year we're doing this. It's only for 2021. Next year, I actually had all the style steps mapped out for the whole year. And so those are going to be put on hold for 2022 because they were really good. I'll be honest, like I was really excited about those and sharing those. But we decided to do this year. And so this is the only year that we're going to be doing this. And the spring wardrobe guide is coming soon. And you can learn more about it and join the waiting list at stunningstyle.com/society. Those who are on the waiting list get the first chance to join, and they find out first when it's available. The doors only open for a few days each season, and then it's closed until the next season. So the waiting list has already grown quite a lot in the last few months as those who've waited to join for this season have added their names. But you can learn more about the twists, about the society. We'll add some links here so that you can find those things. And it's coming soon. And I'm so excited about the twists. Like, I'm so excited about them. I shared this with the Stunners on Monday, and they're maybe even more excited than I am about it. I've gotten so many messages, so many happy, excited people about this. And I love it when you're so excited. So I want to know, what if you know your twist, what is it? And what did you notice about Jessica and Reese and their styles and how they have mixed these different style elements to come up with their own signature style? You can see a picture of these pictures that didn't have Reese's head in them and be like, yeah, that's totally Reese Witherspoon. I recognize her signature style because she's nailed it. And it's the same with Jessica Alba. She just knows what she loves. So I would love to know who's your favorite and what did you notice about them and these examples that I showed you. And I want to thank you for joining me for this style snack today. It's always so much fun. I really enjoy it. So let's look at the comments and questions. Someone likes that I said practically perfect. Yeah, for me, it is practically perfect. I just needed a little bit something extra. Kathy says, I finally found you. Your video counted down to 0, but never let me in. Don't you just love and hate technology? So anybody who's been trying to get on my websites in the last 24 hours, I think the server that our websites were hosted on may have actually burned to the ground. Like it totally melted down. And so they've been shifting our backups to new servers, and it took it's taken 24 hours, and we think it's up now. So if you've tried to get into any of my websites in the last 24 hours and you got it was redirecting people to weird places, saying this isn't secure, or just getting a 404 error, that's why. But we think it's fixed now. Anyway, this is just another example of technology. We love it when it works, and we hate it when it doesn't. So I'm glad you found me. Robin says, if we are in the current season, do we still need to get on the list for the next season? Robin, thank you for asking. That is such a good question. And I forgot to say that if you are currently a member, you do not need to be on the waiting list. Society members get the guide first, and then we open it up for new people to join. So if you are currently a member, you do not need to join the waiting list because you're already in. Even if this is a renewal season for you, as long as your renewal goes through, you're fine. So if you're a member, no need to join. Janet has the same question. So yes, if you're already a stunner, a member of the society, you do not need to put your name on the waiting list. Janet's minimal, soft, and cute. Good. I'm glad you know that. Another Facebook user says, I'm minimal first with a healthy dose of cute and a touch of soft. I love Reese's style. Oh my gosh, I love Reese's style. And back when I was trying on other people's style, I would have definitely tried hers on because it's so great for her. And it's so, she's so comfortable in her skin that I would have been like, then I'll wear it. I'll look just like that if I wear it too. And I don't. Oh, I don't. Definitely don't. And so I've learned the difference between admiring what looks great on other people and what is best on me. I love her style. I love it. I love to see pictures of her outfits, and I admire it from afar. She's fabulous in all the ways. Mirka, thank you for putting your name, says minimal, edgy, and cute. And Mirka is a member of the society, and she has definitely figured out her perfect mix of twists. Nancy is soft classic. Oh, that was Sam. Sam, thank you for telling me. And Sam has that. Sorry, I'm trying to go back up to where your comment is. Yeah, Sam really has her own, like, I could recognize one of Sam's outfits, even if she was a headless picture. So, it's so fun to see these members of the society as they come in and they really start to figure out what they love. There's another member of the society who she is minimal first, but then she needs both edgy and cute. And if she just gets one or the other, it's not quite right. If she's minimal and edgy, she feels a little too sharp. If she's minimal and cute, she feels a little too sweet. She needs that combination. She needs a little cute to take the edge off the edgy, the little edge to take the sweetness off of the shape, little sweetness off the cute. And so figuring out your mix is when you find that signature style. It bumped up on me. Let's see. Maddie says, I am so excited to renew. Maddie's another member who, she just has nailed what she loves. And we just love seeing everybody's outfits. And everyone has something great to contribute. And Maddie has her own very unique style. I could pick Maddie's outfit out of a crowd too. Like you get to learn these members and how they really come up with their own distinct version of classic style. So none of us is the same. We all have our own different version of it, and that's what's so fun about it. Amy, thank you for putting your name, says, I'm sporty because everything has to be comfortable, minimal next, soft and cute, or a tie. I'm an edgy wannabe though. I get it. I'm a cute wannabe. I'm even a sporty wannabe. I love to see them, but they just don't look right on me. Another Facebook user says she's edgy. Gail says she's minimal, cute, sporty, and edgy. Another comment says, I love Jessica and Reese. I tried to dress like Reese years ago, but it didn't work for me. Flowers and hearts look adorable on Reese, but it does not work for me because my twist is edgy. Yeah, I look weird. If I dress like that, you'd be like, why are you so mad? I'd be like, I'm not mad. But the contrast of me and my face with all that happiness, the hearts and everything, it's not good. Kim is minimal and edgy and sporty. Robin says, if we have a pretty equal diversification split between style twists, how should we decide which style twist to choose for the year of classic style twists? That's a really good question. I've actually been working so I have a quiz that a lot of you have taken, and today I've been working on refining it to help get better and more accurate results. When you take the quiz, the most important thing is to answer as though you lived in a perfect world. So it's easy to look at those things and go, I love those, but that doesn't work with my life. Or I love those, but I don't live in New York. I live in a rural town, and someone who lives in New York would wear that. So I'm going to pick the thing that works for me. We're not talking about what works for you. Or you might, some of you will say, well, if I had a model's body, I would wear that, but we're not thinking about any of that. Just like if you could, in a perfect world, wear any of these things and look fabulous in whatever way you think fabulous is, and it magically wouldn't get dirty if your dog jumped on you and it didn't have to be dry cleaned, or like, what would you wear if there were no limits and no shoulds, and none of those voices in your head that say you shouldn't wear that because you're over 40? You are a mom. Moms don't dress that way. You need to be taken seriously because you're the boss, so you can't wear that. You've got these voices in your heads telling you what you should and shouldn't wear, say, do, be, want. So it's hard to tune them out. But when you answer the quiz, you have to stop trying to people please and just please yourself. Forget about all the details. We're in the holodeck in Star Trek. It's just purely fantasy. Perfect world. I would wear that in a perfect world. So anyway, but I've been refining the quiz and just trying to make it a little easier to get to the correct results. But still the correct answers have to come from you too. And so, Robin, that kind of was a rabbit hole. So if you take the quiz again, and I'm not done tinkering with it, I'm still playing with it. But if you take it again and you kind of let those shoulds go and see if you get a different result. Otherwise, this is what I do when I have to pick something or make a decision. And I'm like, oh, so let's use the example of returning an item I bought. And I'm like, should I take it back? Should I keep it? I will make a mental choice and go, I'm just going to send it back. I'm not keeping it. And then I wait to see what that gut reaction, if I'm like, oh, thank gosh, I'm so glad I made that decision. I'm going to be so glad to get this out of my house and off my credit card. Or if I'm like, oh, that tells me right there what the choice I should have made was. So, if you had to pick one of these to wear, only those details, what would it be? Like, this is your overall main style. So for me, that's minimal. So if I had to choose between only wearing minimal and only edgy, I would have to go with minimal because I feel most best in the minimal. The edgy is the frosting, but my cake is minimal. So think about that. If if I could only wear one of these twists for the rest of my life, which one would I pick? And again, the quiz is imperfect, right? I'm imperfect. The quiz is imperfect. It's meant to be fun. And no matter what the quiz says, it's what you say that matters the most. How do you feel? What do you like? And so if you take the quiz and you're like, no, then just ignore it. And you can read the articles. I've written very extensive articles about these 5 twists and see which one feels best to you and, which one the styles you relate most to. So, Robin, I hope that helped. Like I said, it's not a perfect quiz. It's a tool to be helpful, and it's meant to be fun. Marion says, I am 23% minimal, cute, and soft. And you wear that very well, Marion. I see it in your outfits, the way you combine those. Marion says, I love your sweater. Well, thank you. I love it too. It's very me. Another Facebook user says, I just took the quiz again. So, and this, oh, it's Jessica. Jessica, I haven't published the updated one. I've changed it, but I haven't published the changes. I was still playing with it right before I came on here, and I didn't have time to update it. But you may have gotten just the right results anyway. You got 62% minimal, 23% sporty, and 15% edgy. So, Jessica, does that feel accurate to you? I would be curious to know. Marianne says, I love, love, love the Stunning Style Society and the information all the ladies in the group share. I'm classic with an edgy twist. Love the style steps because it helps cement my edgy twist. The shopping portal saves me lots of time because April does the work for us. Thank you, Marianne. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Gail says, I was thinking of taking it again to see if the results are different. Well, let me publish the updated version. And, you know, I'm an eternal perfectionist. When will I'll publish the updated version as it is, but then I'm probably going to keep messing with it because I'm trying to make it effortless to pick the right thing. And sometimes just changing a word or two really changes it. Robin says, thank you on the update to the quiz. I will take it again with your suggestions. Well, Robin, I'll be curious to see how your results come out this time and if it changes anything. A Facebook user says, would the perfect world also mean that I choose things I can't wear, i.e. I love high heels, but I can't walk in them? Definitely, absolutely, definitely. I was born with bad feet. Shoes are hard for me. And so, you know, looking at those, it would be easy for me to be like, oh, those would kill my feet. I can't wear anything over 3 3/4 inches or I look like a drunk baby giraffe and require adult assistance because I cannot walk in them, but I think they're awesome. So, you know, I would love, I would, yes, definitely ignore factors like that. Like yeah, for sure. Shoes that you can't walk in or wouldn't be comfortable at your job, or I couldn't, you know, definitely. Or a totally impractical coat, you know, you're like, what? Why would I wear that? I have nowhere to wear that. That doesn't matter. Pretend you do. A Facebook user says, when she said, I love your sweater, you're supposed to say, me too. It's one of my favorites. I love when you say that. Well, I can't say it because I just got it. It's brand spanking new. I went to Atlanta this weekend. My daughter had a dance competition, and I went early to shop for the spring guide. And this is something I picked up for myself along the way. See, I love it. It gets darker as it goes down. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the buttons. They are that champagne gold, and so is this metallic stripe. It's not as obvious in the stripe, but and these are round. I might take these off. I don't know. But so it's not favorite yet. You know, this is my first time wearing it, but probably the next. Yeah, it actually is though. It's like my perfect sweater. I love turtlenecks and long turtlenecks. So yeah. Marion says, perfectionism is a double-edged sword. Oh, I know. It slices me on both sides daily. But what I mean is, you know, without any restrictions, like don't take into a factor where you live, what other people think, what you think looks good on you, what other people have said looks good on you. Like, what would you choose if you could magic all of it and it would be it would fit into your world, right? So yeah. Kathy says, I love the picture you paint of yourself wearing high heels as a drunk baby giraffe. Oh, it's true. It's awful. It's a broken ankle waiting to happen. And so I've just recognized this in myself. There's no reason to buy those. There's nothing sexy about staggering like a drunk baby giraffe, or my husband having to like full on support my arm. Like he is literally holding me up so that I can take these awkward baby steps, flat-footed. There's nothing pretty about that. So it doesn't matter how awesome the shoes are. I will look a fool wearing them, and we just don't do that anymore. Amy says, oh, in a perfect world, that might change my results. It will. I think I've had this conversation with several of you, and many, many of you have come back and said, oh, I got a totally different result and this feels right. And so here's the thing. Once you know your twist, you can figure out how to make that work in your world, right? There are ways to wear it that will work for you. And so, for now, forget your world and live in the perfect world. Let's go to the holodeck. And then once you know your twist, we'll figure out how that fits into your world. So instead of doing it the other way around. And an example of that is I need sporty, like I require sporty things at times because of my life. I have 6 kids. And I have a dog, and when they were younger, it was just very physically intense. And, my rule was I didn't wear anything I could not run my kids in, and going on field trips with a bunch of little children and just things like that, that there are days I need sporty things in my closet. And how do I make that look like me still? Because sporty is not one of my twists. It's a necessity, and making it work in my world. So Janet wants to know, do you buy petites to get the right length in tops? Sometimes I do, but I cannot do that in long sleeves because I have very long arms, and getting long enough sleeves is already a challenge. So like these sleeves are not quite long enough. Do you see that? It's kind of driving me crazy. The one I tried one on in the store, but it had makeup on it, right? And so I just ordered it online to get a clean, and it was the only one they had in my size. And I don't remember the sleeves being too short on that one. But so I can't buy petite short sleeve tops. But if it's a top that the missus is too long and it's short sleeves, I will buy the petite, or I'll just get it hemmed. Marion says, please leave the buttons. It's edgy, but they're round. And round isn't edgy, but the asymmetry is. So maybe we'll see. We'll see. I won't take them off if it'll ruin the sweater. It'll depend on how it's stitched too. Lynette says, is minimal a twist or just the baseline? Minimal's a twist. For me, it's the baseline. For others, it could be nothing. Lots of people don't have any minimal. I do. And that's kind of, the society is based, the wardrobe guides are based on minimal style. But no, you don't have to have any minimal. Judy says, I love wearing dresses when I teach classes or give presentations. They change my attitude and give me a sense of authority while still being comfortable. I like it. I love dresses too, and any excuse to wear them. And in the summer and the spring, but particularly the summer, I love to wear casual dresses, t-shirt dresses. I'm with you I'm in the dress camp with you, Judy. Tammy says, at 53, I feel like I figured out my look and love my winter wardrobe. I'm looking forward to revamping my spring wardrobe so I continue to love my wardrobe. Thanks for all your hard work. Tammy, thank you for saying that. I just so appreciate that. It's so nice to hear how much this helps all of you. So thank you. Mirka says that sweater would be a dream for me. The colors, stripes, and some buttons for my small amount of cute. Mirka, you would rock this sweater. It's definitely you. Yes, I agree. Gail says, my arms are short, so I get petites. So long sleeves are the right length for me. It's also a plus if the length is right too. Yeah, so I'm not petite. I'm 5'6". I just have an extraordinarily short torso, but only like I'm normal, like I'm average here to here, but it's like someone took a section out of my spine. There's less than an inch between my hips and my rib bone. I round up and say there's an inch, but it's not quite an inch. It's like I'm missing a huge section of my spine, and my ribs sit right on top of my hip bones, and that's what makes my torso so short. But I'm not petite here to here. So anyway, you're probably actually petite, Gail, and that's the difference. I just need a shorter length in my top. All right, ladies, this was fun. This is my favorite part when we get to chat. And those are all the comments and questions that I see. Oh, here, another one just came in. Can you replace the buttons with little silver triangle shaped ones? I could, if I could find them, and if I actually took time to do it. That would be a great idea. It is just true story. I've had a huge sack of items that needed to go to the tailor. Some of them I've had for well over a year, and I finally took them in 3 weeks ago and got them back yesterday. There are loads of things on my list to do like that I just haven't had time to do. Things have been so busy. So that is a fantastic idea, but the truth is it's not likely to happen. I'd have to find them first, and that alone is like not on the docket. And I hate sewing buttons. Oh, I hate it. That's just, I mean, I can do it. I just don't like to. I could take him to the tailor and have her do it, but again, that's a drive. And anyway, it's a great idea. It would be the perfect solution. I would probably just cut them off. I might just leave them. And yeah, so, but I love ideas, so I'm glad you shared. I'm just being honest with you and myself. It's not going to happen. Okay, that was the last comment I see. So thank you so much for joining me today for our style snack. This is just always so much fun, and I am looking forward to continuing the conversation next week. Don't forget to join the waiting list for the society. You don't want to miss it. It's coming soon. The spring guide is coming soon, and I'm going to go publish the changes to the quiz, and then we'll share the link to the quiz for those of you who don't have it. But next week I may come back and be like, I changed the quiz again. Try one more time. So I'll be curious to know next week. You'll have to tell me what your results were and if you agree with them. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you soon.